something very interesting happened this week. I am a Josh Pate fan. I love Josh Pate. I think what Josh Pate does when it comes to college football is one of the best in the business. But sometimes you wonder if somebody like Josh Pate just does things to try to make all of us scratch our head. And he did that this week when he sat down with the Bussin' with the Boys for their college football show. And he dropped this bomb right here.
Let's just keep an eye on Lincoln Riley at USC.
See you next week.
Josh Pate, one more time in case you missed it.
Let's just keep an eye on Lincoln Riley at USC.
See you next week.
Let's just keep an eye on Lincoln Riley at USC, said Josh Pate when he sat down with the Bussin' with the Boys guys. What does that mean? What does that mean, Josh Pate? Obviously, the coaching carousel has gotten really, really interesting. I think we've got 12, 13 big-time Division I college football coaching jobs that are open for business. Teams that are looking for new coaches. But what made this really interesting is, like when James Franklin was let go at Penn State, everyone, including some Nebraska fans who I personally know, said, man, we're probably going to lose Matt Rule. He's got Penn State ties. He's kind of a Penn State guy. You know, alma mater, that type of thing. We're going to lose Matt Rule to Penn State. And then Nebraska locks up Matt Rule. So scratch Matt Rule off the board. Kirk Cignetti up at Indiana. Well, he would want to leave Indiana for sure. Like, obviously, if you're Kirk Cignetti, you want to leave Indiana, right? No. Indiana locks up Kirk Cignetti. And things got interesting. Then Auburn opened up. LSU opened up. Virginia Tech opened up. Oklahoma State's been open. We've got a lot of schools. UCLA opened up. The college football coaching carousel has gotten very, very interesting. And according to Josh Pate, there are rumors from people he says are in the know at USC that understand Lincoln Riley, that are close to Lincoln Riley, that there is rumblings of Lincoln Riley and USC. Hypothetical only. Why would Lincoln Riley want to leave USC? What in the world would make Lincoln Riley want to leave Southern California? So I asked myself that question. Let me remind you of who Lincoln Riley is as a coach. Because sometimes I think when a coach kind of has some weird things that happen, maybe he gets to a place and it doesn't work out immediately. Things don't just he doesn't just hit the ground running. Maybe sometimes we forget who college football coaches are. So let me remind you a little bit of who Lincoln Riley is. At Oklahoma from 2017 to 2021, overall record 55-10. Big 12 record, 37-3, bowl record 1-3, highest winning percentage in history of Oklahoma coaches. That is rare company to be in. This is the same school that has Barry Switzer and Bob Stoops, and Lincoln Riley is the highest winning percentage coach in the history of Oklahoma football. He coached 2 Heisman Trophy winners, Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray. Went to the college football playoff 3 times, won 6 straight Big 12 championships as a part of the staff at Oklahoma. That is who Lincoln Riley is. Then he goes to USC in 2022 in one of the most wild moves in the history of college football coaching. Bob Stoops gift wraps a program to Lincoln Riley. He's there as an offensive coordinator. He just gives Lincoln Riley the reins to a college football blue blood in great shape. Baker Mayfield's a quarterback. Kyler Murray's there. He's going to have Jalen Hurts that comes in. He's got recruiting Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is going to come to Oklahoma. They've had Spencer Rattler. And Lincoln Riley says, no, I want to go to Southern California. Then he coaches from 2022 till the present. His overall record, 26-14, 2-1 bowl record. Caleb Williams wins a Heisman. He broke 6 USC records in 2022, including most passing yards in a single season. Caleb Williams threw for almost 4,700 yards. 2023, they win the Holiday Bowl. They win the Las Vegas Bowl in 2024. Led the team to an 11-3 record and an appearance in the Pac-12 championship in just his very first season at USC. So why would Josh Pate say to pay attention to Lincoln Riley at USC? If there was any coach in the country that was going to leave what could be considered a college football blue blood for another job, it would be Lincoln Riley. If history was to repeat itself, Lincoln Riley has no problems leaving a school to go somewhere else. It does not bother him at all to do that. So that's why, reason number one, if you're Lincoln Riley, maybe you look around the college football landscape and you say, hey, there might be some better jobs out there. There could be some better jobs out there. I don't think so, but I don't think that anybody thought Lincoln Riley would leave Oklahoma to go to USC. Reason number two that I could see Josh Pate saying, hey, need to watch Lincoln Riley at USC with all these college football coaching openings. If you are the head coach at USC, you are not the only game in town. This is not Tuscaloosa, Alabama. This is not Norman, Oklahoma. This is not Columbus, Ohio. This is not Georgia. If you're the head coach of the USC Trojans, there are 10 pro teams in town where you coach. 10 major league sports in the same city as USC. If you're saying, what does that have to do with anything? It is incredibly hard to win at schools that have dominant pro brands in the same city. It is incredibly hard to do. Look at Georgia Tech this year. Georgia Tech is really, really good. When is the last time Georgia Tech was good? I'll wait. And some of that, for whatever reason, if you are a college football program in a big time pro market, it is sometimes really hard to be successful. It's just the way that it is. I live in Oklahoma City. One of the worst things for Oklahoma Sooner men's basketball, from an attendance standpoint, from an attention standpoint, is the Oklahoma City Thunder. If you're a mom or you're a dad and you're going to take the kids to a game, are you going to decide that you're going to take them to an Oklahoma Sooners basketball game on Saturday? Or are you going to go to an Oklahoma City Thunder game? If you're a dad and you want to take your kids to a football game this weekend and you live in Southern California, are you going to choose to take them to a USC game or NFL game? That is some of the struggles that happens when you are a college football coach in a pro market. Now, when Pete Carroll was at USC, they were basically the biggest thing in town. But even in Lincoln Riley's tenure so far at USC, there have been games where attendance not good. Attendance not good. UCLA, same problem. Some of the pictures that came out during the last couple of years at UCLA, you were just like, this is sad. This is sad. Do I think that matters to Lincoln Riley? I don't know. But according to Josh Pate, we need to keep our eyes on Lincoln Riley at USC with all of these coaching jobs. If this was any other coach, if this was not Lincoln Riley, I would say no chance. Why would Lincoln Riley want to leave USC? But this is not this is not the first time that Lincoln Riley would have done something like this or be in this type of situation. Lincoln Riley is a grass is greener coach. Lincoln Riley is the epitome of bright, shiny new thing. You leave Norman, Oklahoma. I get it. Southern California weather. I get it. But if you just strictly from a coaching move, the move from Norman, Oklahoma to Southern California makes no sense. The cupboard was very stocked at Oklahoma. He decided to go out to USC. Do I think that means he would make a change and leave USC to go coach somewhere else? I don't know, but I trust Josh Pate. And if Josh Pate is saying, hey, I don't know what's going on, I'm not saying that I've got concrete news on anything, but all I'm saying is watch Lincoln Riley at USC. I pay attention to that.